Hey Transtastic, my name is Luke, and this week's topic is our favorite trans influencers. And now, influencers is an interesting word. I don't really know how I feel about the word influencer, nor do I really know what classifies as an influencer. So I'm just gonna go with it and just talk about some people that I follow that I find really inspirational, that I really enjoy their content and really enjoy what they do. I follow a lot of trans influencers on Instagram, and I follow a few trans influencers on YouTube, but besides that, that's probably the extent of it. I don't really have too many famous trans actors or people in the widespread media because I don't really follow that very much. I don't watch much TV and I don't watch many movies, and I don't really keep up to date with celebrities or anything like that. So I know of obviously Caitlyn Jenner and Chaz Bono and all these people, but I don't know enough about them. I don't follow them. I don't follow any of those sorts of people. Laverne Cox though is an exception. She's probably the only mainstream non-YouTube / trans community person that I follow and enjoy watching and stuff like that. I used to watch Orange is the New Black. I stopped watching after season 4, I think, and I just never watched again. I don't really know why. I think I originally stopped because I was waiting for my girlfriend to catch up so that we could watch the rest of them together. But I don't know. I didn't really like where the series was going, and I don't know. I just sort of stopped watching it. Just stopped sort of being interesting to me. But I still think that her episode on her transition is probably one of the best depictions of being trans on television. Obviously a trans actor was cast, but also the fact that she had a twin brother so they could, have someone be before transitioning. I think that how they handled it was really, really great. I was just started transitioning, so it was really nice to see that sort of in the media, and it was sort of right before obviously Caitlyn Jenner coming out, and so I feel like that was sort of one of the in my head, that's sort of the start of when being trans was more talked about. But besides that, some trans influencers that I also follow. So on Instagram, I follow Skylar Belair. He is a swimmer on the men's team at Harvard, and his posts are always so inspirational. He just seems like a really cool person, and obviously I look up to him for his honesty and him talking about things that obviously people don't really think about when it comes to being trans and being in sport and feeling comfortable with yourself. And I've been following him since I think around the time he got top surgery, which was several years ago, and he's just grown so much, and I've just really enjoyed watching that and seeing that. I don't know if he watches these videos, but I love your stuff, dude, and and you're cool, and yeah, thank you for the positivity, putting that out. It's awesome, and you don't really see too much of that. A lot of the time, it can be hard to have that positivity, and it feels so genuine with him. And a lot of the time, when I see other people, not trans specifically, but just people in general, I feel like a lot of the time, people on Instagram, they kind of make these super inspirational posts, and it's kind of it's almost like it feels like it's just for attention, and that sounds really bad. And I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I'm talking just in general. People in general are kind of like that. It's kind of I don't know, but I never really feel that way about Skylar's posts. I feel like everything he posts because he has a message to share, and I just think that's really, really nice. On YouTube, I follow a lot of trans people who have undergone phalloplasty and who are very honest about that experience, because it's really hard to find people who actually talk about it. People like Finn the Invincible. I watch his videos pretty much every video that comes out as soon as they come in. He is really great. He's really honest. He's really open, and he just seems so genuine as well. I feel like I'm just really attracted to people who are very genuine, and he seems just really genuine. Seeing someone post about their experiences with phalloplasty, particularly about a similar technique that I'll be having, because I'm my surgeon trained with the UK team, so you don't really see too many people who document that sort of experience. A lot of the time when people do document phalloplasty, it's talking about Chen or Crane and the US, where they kind of do everything in one, whereas in the UK and in Australia they do it in 3 separate stages instead of 2. It's nice seeing someone go through those and kind of knowing what to expect, seeing what he went through. There are differences, but just in general, it's nice having someone who's experienced that and who is so honest about that, and I've really appreciated that. But even so, I was following him before he started making videos about phalloplasty. I've been following him for a while, and again, someone who's very honest about who he is, what he's gone through, and I just find that really great. And I just really appreciate being able to be along for that ride, and watching him come into himself and be more accepting of himself, and just progressing through his life and just having all of the opportunities that he deserves. Yeah, who else? I'm trying to think of some other people. It's really hard to pinpoint specifically when I think who inspires me. People who genuinely, when I watch and read their content, I feel this sense of appreciation. I don't know, there are lots of people that I could say are my favorite trans influencers. I don't really know who else would I put on this list, but I guess like those are the two that would really stick out. And I mean, I could continue going and talk longer about more people, but when I was thinking about this and thinking about what I meant by influencer, and by influencer for me, I don't necessarily mean this like the typical like, oh, you know, people in power, people in public, da, 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 da. I mean someone who I look at their content and it makes me want to be better. It makes me want to be like that. It makes me want to be honest. It makes me want to be open. And those two are probably up there in the top that make me feel that way. I can appreciate what they put out there, I appreciate what they do, and I'm glad I get to be a part of that, and I'm glad I get to see that. I will put their links down below if you haven't heard of them. If you haven't heard of them, check them out, they're really cool. Thank you guys for your patience and for your comments on last video. I was very stressed about that video. I was worried I was going to come across as sort of whiny and annoying and pathetic. I really appreciate that you guys are understanding. I feel a lot more comfortable making videos now after I've been able to put that video out there and talk about the things that have kind of been holding me back a little bit. I feel really glad that I spoke about those things, and now I feel more comfortable making videos because I feel like we're kind of all on the same page now. Again, it was, you know, that direction. I feel like I've got more direction with my videos now because I feel like people understand where I'm coming from, and that's just really great. So I really appreciate all of the kind comments on that. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye.